Chat, what'd you guys think, man? That was a bit of a deep dive into Marathon. I am so excited for this. But we're going to do something very special. There's a game I love, a game that I've been straight up bat chesting for a very long time, since I first learned about it last year. It is my personal favorite ARPG. I think it's like tied for me with PoE 2. I really like the vibe of PoE 2. But Last Epoch is super cool. It's a super awesome game, and I'm very excited because the season 2 is about to come out. And I know a lot of people were disappointed for Path of Exile 2 with the most recent update. So I think that this is a prime and valuable opportunity for Last Epoch to really, really show up and, kind of really grab a lot more of the player base, which would be really, really nice. The gameplay is fantastic for this game. You can make a tree. You can customize any skill in the entire game with an entire skill tree already. And that's over and above the other leveling experiences and stuff that you already have. So I'm extremely excited for this, and I really, really hope the Season 2 is going to hold up. We don't know anything about it, so we're going to dive into the patch overview right now. This will be going up on YouTube, so if you're on YouTube already watching this, welcome. We're covering this live on Twitch, and we're going to have some fun. So let's see Season 2. All right, Last Epoch Season 2, my favorite ARPG on the market.
Hello, travelers. I'm Judd Kobler, game director for Last Epoch and founder of 11th Hour Games.
He has a good beard.
I'm excited to tell you more about the long-anticipated content coming in Season 2.
Solid beard.
Called Tombs of the Erased, releasing on April 17th.
Okay.
For Season 2, we took more time and focused on the things that our players were telling us they'd like to see next, like expanding the...
I will say one thing that this company does really well is listen to the player base. They have changed so much, and it's like big changes and small changes, adding so many things that players have wanted to see since I joined the beta last year, or early access. But yeah, it's just always getting better. It's so good. It's so good.
In-game, more content variety, balance, and more. Season 2 is truly a massive update, and there's plenty to cover, so let's dive in.
Ooh.
In Season 2, you are introduced to the Woven, a new in-game faction. Their followers worship the Weaver, a titan who seeks to create a new world free from the void and other imperfections. When exploring the Monolith of Fate, you'll encounter procedurally generated tombs and cemetery side zones in which the Weaver has been experimenting.
Also, is it me or do the graphics look a lot cleaner here? I think they do. I don't know if they did a graphical overhaul or something, but it looks really nice. And also he was playing the Sentinel, which is my favorite class. The Sentinel is the warrior style archetype.
With souls and memories to make her new world.
Okay.
The Woven seek to perfect the Weaver's design by sending the traveler to the tombs and cemeteries to cull her flawed creations.
Nice.
These tomb and cemetery side zones are the foundation for interacting with our new in-game systems in Season 2.
Okay.
Inside these zones, you'll find the Woven, who have captured souls for the Weaver and wrapped them in cocoons. Breaking these cocoons open will release the souls, which will then flee and possess nearby enemies.
Oh!
Possessed enemies gain new abilities and increased health and damage, and when slain, drop Memory Amber, a new currency used in the Weaver faction.
Nice!
You want to collect as much Memory Amber as you can throughout the zones.
While not dying,
Tombs and cemeteries will end with a unique boss fight that, if completed...
I love that it's it is, what is it called? Choosable and malleable difficulty, where you can either not release the souls and have an easier time, or you can release the souls and you're fighting tougher enemies. I think that's a really, really cool way to do it. I like that.
It will reward you with the ability to access the Woven Enchanter.
Oh shit,
which can enchant one of your class-specific idols. Enchanting an idol via the Woven Enchanter will add a new affix of a random tier and an amount of Weaver's Touch.
Okay.
Weaver's Touch is converted to randomly upgrade the affix applied and or add an additional affix to the idol that can also be upgraded if there's additional Weaver's Touch to be converted.
Oh my god.
Much like the Weaver's Will mechanic. These may have up to 2 enchanted affixes total.
The Weaver's Will mechanic did not have that much in it before this. So this is a really, really nice addition. I love this.
total. This conversion of Weaver's Touch happens as you gain experience while having the idol equipped.
Okay.
The first enchantment of an idol is free. Re-enchanting the same idol costs memory amber each time and re-rolls a new enchantment affix.
That's why you want to do the
replacing
tombs.
the previous affixes. To keep
Now, my question, I don't know if you answered it, but I want to see if the tombs are able to be played at any level, or if it's just endgame. If it's just endgame, it's okay, but I really do hope it's able to be played at low level as well. I like having a lot of extra content at lower levels, of course, as well.
Class idols competitive, we've added new idol subtypes with more powerful modifiers as well.
Ooh.
Completing a cemetery, the larger of the two types of side zones, will also give access to an altar.
It looks like it's endgame.
Altars are used to place Weaver's constructed realities into the echo web, which take form and are called woven echoes.
Okay.
Woven echoes are a new special itemized type of echoes.
Echoes are like, rifts and all that. Every ARPG is a form of this type of mechanic.
Glimpses into the Weaver's new world that introduce a lot of exciting new content and rewards to Last Epoch's endgame.
All right.
These drop from enemies within tombs and cemeteries.
Yeah, it's live right now.
Purchased from the Woven faction NPC. Mask. Woven Echoes will provide new challenges and objectives, such as access to brand new bosses like the Draw Queen and Ignixoros, the Antipode Dragon, or enhanced versions of existing bosses like Majasa with new abilities, and even an Uber version of the pinnacle boss Aberoth introduced in Season 1.
Nice.
But beware, defeating Uber Aberoth is only accomplishable by the most skilled players and powerful characters in Eterra.
Only the biggest dicks.
There are many powerful rewards tied to Woven Echoes, such as unique forges giving you special ways to craft items.
What is that? Rune Master. Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's extra challenges.
Not found anywhere else in the game. Access to new unique items only found by defeating these bosses. And even ways to accelerate in-game progression for alt characters by bringing a timeline.
Huh. Interesting.
Corruption up to match
Artosh, how you doing, buddy? Welcome.
Character's timeline. We'll go over some Woven Echoes momentarily. So far, there are 37 different types of Woven Echoes being introduced with Season 2 and more to come. Once you've found and completed your first cemetery, you'll catch the attention of Mask, the Weaver's High Priest, who will bring you to the Haven of Silk to tell you more about the Woven
so new
and
faction.
then invite you to join them.
Okay.
Joining and gaining rank with the Woven
Welcome,
will
Miss
allow you to
Cato!
unlock more Woven Echoes and give you access and points to spend in the new Weaver's Tree. The Weaver's Tree allows you to influence the encounters and rewards in the Monolith of Fate, providing more agency over your in-game experience.
Okay.
Some options include having a chance for.
So this is like all the way back in Path of Exile 2, where you can like change how the challenges work. The Atlas Tree is kind of like a little bit like the Atlas Tree. All right, very smart idea.
Arena Echoes to be replaced.
I love how all of the big ARPGs are kind of learning off of each other. This is a really good thing.
With Super Arena Echoes, which contain champion enemies. Or having items with Weaver's Will be rolled twice and keeping the higher value of the two.
I like that.
Or sometimes letting a Shade of Orbis ambush you in your echoes for additional drops and challenge. Some key nodes allow items and Woven Echoes to be imprinted into the tree,
I'm glad you could help them,
different
buddy.
effects. Like imprinting a Woven Echo, giving it a chance to spawn in your echo web without placing it via the altar of the Weaver in cemeteries.
So to save them.
Or imprint an item to make it so that an item of the same type and rarity is granted as an additional reward when completing echoes.
Interesting.
Or imprint an item and there will be a chance for enemies in regular echoes to drop a pile of items similar to the imprinted one.
Ooh, okay.
There are many fun and exciting options in the Weaver's Tree that allow you to shape your in-game
Then you can choose the best one out of the pile.
Hunt. We can't wait to hear your feedback. Now that we've covered the basics, let's talk about a bit more of the interesting itemization and crafting options coming with Season 2, largely enabled via these Woven Echoes.
Okay.
In Season 2, we're introducing set item crafting, which can be accessed via the Great Bridge Woven Echo.
I'm so glad. Set items are so cool. I love their thematicness and everything like that, but they always just felt a little too weak. So having a way to like do further crafting for set items is huge. I'm so happy about this. I'm really, really glad.
Shattering a set item grants you 1 to 4 set affix shards you can then use to craft your own reforged set items.
Oh!
Each set item is associated with one specific shard unique to that set item that when crafted onto an item makes it act as that set item. This means that you can craft your own reforged set items that count for the set's bonuses. And you can...
So if we have a really good other item and we say it's a set for, you know, the Primalist, for Swipe, there's an entire, like, you know, gives you a lot of melee damage, gives you ranks to Smite and all that. Sorry, Smite. Swipe and all that. You could take one of those, say you get like a really good helmet instead of the one that is for the set, and you could put the plus ranks or whatever, like the special abilities for the set, onto your actual normal helmet that you're using. Smart. I like that a lot.
Mix and match these by using the original set items together with the reforged set items. You can craft these onto different item subtypes. Only one type of set affix shard can be applied to any individual item, and this item cannot be used in legendary crafting via the Eternity Cache.
Okay.
We're also adding the ability to re-roll the legendary potential of uniques via the Farsight Turtle Woven Echo. The unique must have at least one legendary potential. Rerolling the legendary potential possesses quite a significant risk, as if the legendary potential fails to go up, it will instead go down all the way to 0.
Oh, Jesus,
this is a worthy risk, as many times to get an upgrade, you need to have more than one legendary potential. And even in the case that it ends up going down to 0, you can then attempt to upgrade it again via the Nemesis Egg, providing multiple new chances to turn an item that might not be an upgrade into an upgrade.
That's crazy. That's good.
It's
a lot of customization.
You can replace attributes, strength, dexterity, attunement, or intelligence with another, as long as the affix isn't sealed. This costs one forging potential from the item. The tier and roll range of the replaced affix will be preserved for the new affix.
More build
in
diversity.
In the Gauntlet of Strife Woven
That's
Echo,
what this adds.
you'll be challenged by a sequence of boss encounters, and by completing, you'll be rewarded with access to the Sacrificial Altar, which can be used to sacrifice a unique, legendary, Weaver's Will item or set item to re-roll the mod and implicit values of a matching item.
Oh, wow.
The item being sacrificed needs to have equal or greater legendary potential or Weaver's Will. Rune of Research and Glyph of Insight have been removed and replaced by the Thaumaturgy device at the end of the Rune Prison Complex Woven Echo, where you can replace a prefix with an experimental affix on boots, gloves, or a belt. This makes the process of crafting experimental affixes much easier.
Yeah.
The exiled mages you encounter will have a chance to drop this Woven Echo. We're also adding some brand new crafting materials.
A little bit of Torchlight feel,
weaving, which speeds up your Weaver's Will and Weaver's Touch item conversions.
Yeah.
Using a rune of...
Well, Torchlight 2 was like an answer for Diablo 2. Like, a lot of people were hoping for another Diablo 2, and Diablo 3 is very disappointing, which is why they made Torchlight 2. Yeah. Very, very similar reasoning, actually.
Weaving will convert some Weaver's Will or Touch to add additional affixes or affix tiers. Like
so far, all they've described is like late game stuff, by the way. Like all this stuff, Weaver's Will, and all, like this is stuff that you're not going to find until like you're significantly into the creation of a character. Like you're way in, like maybe like 20 odd hours in to playing a specific character. So this is like all late game. Well, I guess like mid-late game stuff.
Gain by slaying enemies with the item equipped.
Okay.
Rune of Havoc, which shuffles the tiers of affixes of an exalted item.
Nice.
Sealed affixes are unaffected by this action. For example, you could potentially use the Rune of Havoc to change tier 1 strength to tier 7 on an item that had a different affix at tier 7 previously.
Big gamble, but very nice.
Rune of Redemption, which rerolls exalted affixes to other affixes,
yeah,
preserving tier and roll range. Again,
I think Torchlight was a fun game. I liked it a lot. Aceroy. It's kind of hard to go back to Torchlight. Especially because they ruined, you know, Torchlight 3, like Torchlight 3 and Torchlight Infinite or whatever, is like an absolute like fucking gotcha mobile game bullshit. So that kind of like sullies the entire Torchlight name for me, sadly. Even though I still think Torchlight 1 and 2 are worth playing. But I will say, like, currently, this game is amazing. Oh yeah, Torchlight 1 was okay. Torchlight 2 is quite good. And Torchlight, anything beyond Torchlight 2 is not worth playing. But Last Epoch, Aceroy, peak. Absolute peak. the fact that I can make meme builds based around one ability or multiple abilities and like a thematic build, like a Captain America build where I'm shield bashing, shield throwing, shield like, basically a big shieldy boy. As an example, and I can do that with like every fucking build archetype that I can think of. It's so cool. There's so many synergies in the game, and every skill has a skill tree. Everything feels really fun to play for that reason. I love that.
Sealed affixes are unaffected. Another crafting update we believe you guys will be excited about is when using the Eternity Cache in Temporal Sanctum, Tier 2 or above, you may now select one affix that is guaranteed to be applied to the legendary that you're about to create.
Nice! That's huge.
Season 2 brings an additional challenge for
really
players
huge.
with newly introduced champion enemies that spawn in the campaign, monolith, and dungeon.
This is good. So this is campaign, monolith, and dungeon, which means this can be anywhere. You can find this all the way at the beginning of the game. These champions.
Champions are powerful versions of enemies with additional and altered abilities that spawn with 3 additional random modifiers,
more
including
elites.
one champion mod. They drop extra loot when killed and even have a small chance to drop much rarer loot, like a pile of unique items. Champions also always drop an item with a sealed champion affix that depends on the champion's mod. For example, a Volcano champion will always drop a belt with a Volcano champion's affix. These mods have unique affixes rarely seen elsewhere and can be very powerful when used with the correct builds.
This is awesome.
We've made many updates to both the monolith and dungeons. Monoliths have new objectives, like slaying enemies until a cocooned item drops, which is a unique item that has a higher chance to have legendary potential when identified. Or the need to seal deadly void rifts that have begun appearing in the echoes. You can now reach empowered monoliths on alts much more quickly, as we've made characters in the same environment share Monolith of Fate timeline unlocks.
Thank God. You don't have to grind up the monolith shit over and over and over again. I'm so happy about this.
We've improved arenas by having enemy waves spawn more quickly and increased enemies' movement speed so that they don't take as long to reach you. And we've updated Echo Spire objectives so that the spires are guarded by a mini-boss and only attack you once you've engaged the Guardian.
Nice.
This means that they will no longer shoot at you from all the way across the map.
Which was infuriating. Hey, no worries, Charlie. Thanks for hopping on in. Good to see you, buddy. Hop on in anytime.
For dungeons, we're introducing dungeon charms, which can modify a dungeon run. We're introducing 2 charms with this patch. One of which is called a portal charm that can be used to immediately portal to the boss of a dungeon and gain a random assortment of mods that you would have gained along the way.
Interesting. So skips the dungeon.
We've also added the Black Market Key Trader to Majelka's Upper District in the Divine Era, where you can exchange any 3 dungeon keys for a portal charm.
Nice.
In dungeons, you can now use a key to respawn either on the floor you've gotten to or at the boss.
A lot of people had piles of keys, which is why they're doing this.
Instead of needing to repeat the entire dungeon.
I didn't,
Please,
but a lot of people
don't
did.
test this as a hardcore character. It will not save you. In Season 2, the Sentinel class is receiving a ton of updates.
My boy. This is my favorite class. I really like the Primalist as well, but I'm so glad that they're working on making my personal favorite class better. So nice of them. Thank you. Thank you, Last Epoch devs. This is exactly what I wanted. Let's see.
From small adjustments to skills to fully reworking others. Paladin and Void Knight are receiving major overhauls to their mastery passive trees.
Mine's not on.
And Forge Guard is receiving some additions, like a passive allowing them to wield a 2.
Ooh, okay. You can have a 2-hander and a shield now. That's really, really, really cool.
Handed weapon and a shield at the same time. Volatile Reversal has been completely reworked, including a brand new skill tree.
I didn't use it.
By default, it is now a combo traversal skill, where the first use of the skill sends you forward in time to a location to strike enemies in an area. While
it's like Zoe ult.
The second use sends you back in time to your original location.
That's funny.
Once again, striking enemies in that area. You can build for melee or spell damage, and the tree offers some great interaction with other.
This tree, Artox, this is why this game is good. This tree is the tree style for every single skill in the game. all of this malleability, you can put in like, points into specific things to specialize it. You can make it as broad as possible to get like a myriad of effects. You can do this with every single skill in the entire game. All of them. It's so good, dude.
Skills like Devouring Orb. We've renamed Sigils of Hope to Symbols of Hope to free up the term for the planned skill sigil system coming later, and have updated its functionality. Symbols of Hope now automatically generate symbols for you, meaning no spending mana or stopping to cast it. Actively using the ability now consumes the symbols to grant ward and temporary damage reduction.
Interesting, okay.
Devouring Orb at a baseline now also deals void damage over time in an area around it, and these damaging areas can stack. Its skill tree has been updated with cool new possibilities, including a node that instantly casts it for you whenever...
Out of all the subclasses for, what's it called? For Sentinel, I actually did not really go the Void Knight. I went Paladin. I actually made a couple Paladins, and I made many Forge Guards. Forge Guards is my favorite. I like fire. So those are the ones I went the most. I have not really made a Void Knight yet, so that is on the list to do. Maybe I'll start with that character. Maybe I'll make a Void Knight first. I don't know.
You move. No more numlock needed, and no more getting interrupted every time it casts. Most Sentinel skills received a variety of small to moderate updates to improve their power and offer additional
shield throw stronger.
Options. Examples include Multi-Strike that has been given more support to deal single target damage by allowing additional swords to hit the same target.
Something that always pissed me off. I'm so glad to hear this. Because like I'm going to use my skills, my other ones. Multi-Strike is like what amounts to a single target builder. If you have no mana or whatever, use this Multi-Strike. And like, so I'm using my skills on, multiple mobs already. So whenever I'm like, low on mana, I need to hit something, I'm going to use my weakest attack, which usually is Multi-Strike. And it always felt like I was screwing myself over because it's best in a multiple character situation when you're fighting more than one enemy. So if you're not against a boss that has, multiple forms or like mobs that spawn or whatever, and you were just having a single boss, it was kind of like a double shitty situation in order to use Multi-Strike at all. This is a very smart idea. Very good addition.
Vengeance has been updated to include conversions to both fire and void.
Nice.
Rive can now be converted to void.
Nice.
Javelin.
That means you can use it for all those other builds as well.
Divine Fury and Siege Barrage nodes now work together.
Oh, that's cool.
Hammer Throw has received buffs to non-spiraling nodes. Shield Throw no longer has a cooldown at base and has
no cooldown at base? That's crazy.
a node to allow it to bounce from the player.
Oh, thank God. I can now make a proper shield throw build like Captain America, and it hits me and then bounces. As opposed to needing to, I think I had to spec into that if I'm not... No, you could only spec it to bounce to allies, not yourself. So if you were in a situation where you're maxing out the bounces, which is the most fun to play it, most Captain America-like way to play shield bounce, you would have to have, the big Forge Guard with you or something. Otherwise, if you're fighting a single enemy, it's not going to bounce to anything. And then you're fucked. But now it can bounce to you. Oh, that's so good. I wonder if it'll do that, because there's a node to make it, I think, heal or shield or both whenever it bounces onto an ally. So if you're able to heal yourself by shield throwing and it like hits you, that would be so good, actually. That would be so fucking funny.
And Time Rot is now a viable, distinctly unique damaging ailment for Void Knights.
Oh, good.
We're also very excited to bring a new skill to Marksman, Heartseeker. Heartseeker shoots a single target arrow that seeks a nearby targeted enemy and has a chance to recurve, meaning it pierces and comes back to hit the target again. When building for Heartseeker,
really cool.
You'll likely want to increase the recurve chance, allowing it to pierce and hit the same enemy many times. If the target is destroyed and Heartseeker would have recurved, it goes to another nearby target.
That's really cool. I like that.
Heartseeker's skill tree gives options to be converted to fire and cold, has lots of support for poison and bleed, can be used as utility to generate mana and different shrouds, and even to provide global buffs granting added throwing and spell damage.
Huh.
You can also remove the base functionality where Heartseeker seeks a new target after slaying the first, and instead turn those leftover recurves into puncture skill procs.
Oh, that's cool. That looks really cool.
Heartseeker requires 30 points in the marksman tree, and Hail of Arrows has been moved to the 35-point skill unlock slot.
Huh.
Season 2 is bringing quite a lot of balance changes. Health builds are generally more effective as there is much more access to health modifiers across the game.
Thank God. So this game suffered from the same effect as many other games of this type, where Ward was just better in every way. Ward or Energy Shield and Path of Exile, all these things. It was always go that, and finally this game is doing something about it. Whereas still, I mean, I love the Path of Exile devs. I love Path of Exile, but stacking armor and health does like fuck all in Path of Exile 2. And in 1, I think, as well, but like especially in 2. So this is something that they've never figured out. And I don't understand why it's so hard to make armor viable, to make health viable. They always make the wizard shit and the evasion shit so much more viable than actual health and armor stacking. It always pisses me off. Yeah, stacking armor when endurance charges is better in PoE 1. Stasis Guy. Everything was better. What do you mean? Everything. If you're ever stacking armor, you're literally, bricking your build on purpose. And I think stacking armor is cool, which is why I was stacked armor. So it makes me very sad that that's the case. But yeah, endurance charges were infinitely better. Exactly.
And health regeneration have been buffed, and health granted per level has been increased.
Huge.
Ward builds are still powerful, but outliers...
Ward builds were broken. They were absolutely fucking broken, and if you didn't go a ward build, you're gimping your build. I hated that. I absolutely hated it. I mean, that's, like I said, it's a balance thing. It's not like I was pissed off at the devs or anything, but it was just an annoyance that I felt because every fucking ARPG has this exact same problem. Anytime you can make an overshield, or anytime you can do that, or ward, or whatever, it's always the best thing to do. Always. It's so stupid. I don't know why every fucking ARPG suffers from this.
Allowing for massive ward generation have been rebalanced.
Good.
In general, many skills have received buffs, as our goal is to make many more builds viable for in-game content.
That sounds like a direct slap at Path of Exile 2, guys. I don't know. They're basically saying, hey, don't worry, we mostly buffed everything. Enjoy. As opposed to Path of Exile 2, which nerfed fucking everything. Now, I didn't really mind that too much, but they nerfed fucking everything in PoE 2. In the most recent build, I mean, says guy, as in like, literally, dude, I wonder if it's still negative. So it was so bad that Path of Exile 2 had a mostly negative recent rating on Steam. Everyone was pissed. Everyone was absolutely, holy shit, dude. It's still mostly negative. Stasis Guy, look at that. Look at that. 39% positive. Jesus Christ. That is brutal. That is absolute. I think it's getting like, I don't agree with this, by the way. I think like Path of Exile players are just being super salty. But like, I don't think the nerfs were that bad, genuinely. Like, I've not really, to be fair, I'm playing Warrior, so Warrior was nerfed the least, considering. But like, so it's, I guess, more in line. But yeah, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that, Path of Exile devs are getting shit on a little bit too hard here, I think. I don't know. I need to cover what happened in the new update more, because like, yeah, I don't know how it got like so hit hard. But regardless, this entire situation with Last Epoch feels like a little bit of a slap, being like, hey guys, don't worry, if you don't want nerfs, come here.
And previous meta builds that were overperforming have been brought in line. Skills such as Black Hole, Elemental Nova, Tornado, Flurry, and Shurikens have had their damage effectiveness increased.
Good.
We expect there to be a lot of new builds that players are excited
Shurikens were cool, but not really viable.
Idle enchantments and new non-class specific Weaver idols will also raise the power level floor for all builds.
I will definitely be
Many
playing
unique
this.
items have received a pass to help make them more useful.
Thank God. Unique items were thematically so cool and just less good.
For
I'm so
example,
happy.
Eye of Ring can once again be used with Warpath and other skills which hit with indirect attacks.
Ooh, that's
Boulder's Wrath
fun.
can proc Earthquake twice as much as before. And Stormbreaker can now gain Storm stacks instead of a small chance to cast Lightning Strike.
Oh, damn.
We've also applied
Huge
some quality
buffs.
of life updates to multiple skills, like Warcry's Berserk lasting 50% longer.
Oh my god. That means I can use Warcry with, like, every build. Because it's just because it lasts longer. I don't have to spam it as much. You used to have to go to the node where you would automatically Warcry depending on, like, certain hits. I think, was it a crit or was it, like, hitting a rare enemy or whatever? And like, you'd kind of rely on that. So you didn't have to press the button over and over again. I like that. Very nice.
Dreadshade no longer has a duration. You can hold 3 black arrows from Dark Quiver at once.
Nice.
And we've increased the amount of shortcutting you can do with movement skills by increasing the distance you can travel with them over gaps.
Oh, okay.
Loot lizards will spawn a bit less baseline in Season 2, but there will be more scenarios where you'll be excited to find them, and you can also increase their spawn rate via the Weaver tree.
Oh, okay.
In Season 2, we're introducing 25 new unique items.
Hold on. Let's see that Primalist one.
In
lots of leech. Okay, so this is for transformation for Spriggan.
Season 2, we're introducing 20.
A spear, damage with vengeance, and riposte. Oh, okay, very interesting. And you will use javelin whenever you riposte. Is this game easy enough to play blind? What do you mean blind? Like literally not looking at, or as in first time player? Like it's not easy to face roll the game, but the game is, as in no guides. Yeah, I play this game with 0 guides. Yeah, I play this game with absolutely no guides. And like, so it's not even close to, like, you know, a fucking Path of Exile 1 or something. It's not like Path of Exile 1 where if you don't, like, follow a guide, you're gonna break your shit. I hate games like that. So, and I love Path of Exile, so, but that is definitely, like, the biggest problem with it. But if you want to know about what I think of Path of Exile, I do have a YouTube channel, and I've covered this game quite a bit. And I can explain to you, I can show you a little fun video where basically it was kind of like a little bit of a joke video. And I compared Path of Exile to, I compared Last Epoch to Diablo 4. It was like why Diablo 4 players hate Last Epoch. And it kind of describes what I really like about the game as well. And it's a really fucking funny video, but it's also a good one. So I'd highly recommend that. This is like just a straight up review. So if you want a straight up review, this is like a much more in-depth review. But if you want a little bit of a less like in-depth, but like, you know, still a good amount. I feel like all ARPGs are hard to go in blind now. Like D4, I played forever. I still can't craft my own build. Well, I will tell you one thing. So the really cool thing about this game, Dills, is this. When I started Last Epoch last year, and you'll see in the video, I'll explain in the video as well in much more detail, but I'm named Cap Corgi for a very simple reason. My 2 favorite things are corgis and Captain America. So, you know, I found the Forge Guard. I picked the Sentinel first because that's like the warrior archetype. And I saw that there was an ability called Shield Throw. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a Captain America meme build. And I did. And the game is so good with making interesting, you know, builds viable and making interesting skills viable and thematic skills and a lot of synergies in between the skills and so on. So you can build skills upon each other, essentially. That I was able to make a really cool build where I was shield bashing, shield throwing, you know, jumping like Captain America does, you know, acrobatically and everything like that. But also I had like a little mini Iron Man suit with me. And as a result of that, I was able to make an absolutely goofy ass fucking meme build fully viable. And I still, on that character, have not found content that character cannot do. He's actually insanely strong. So yeah, it's really dope. Yeah. So have you seen the skill tree? Where are we at? After this video is over, I'll re-show you in this video a little picture of one of the skills trees, so I can describe you why that's possible. Same issue. Order crafting gear destroys my brain. Oh yeah. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that too much. Like there's definitely like in-depth crafting in this game, but you can succeed for like 90% of the game without worrying about like the most intricate crafting. And like I haven't done the most intricate crafting. The base crafting is very simple. Season launch here, 2 weeks off. Hey, exactly. And if you want, you can, start a random character right now and just goof around with it. Just get a vibe for the game before you play season 2. Like I play this game on and off all the time. Like I was taking care of my dad during surgery. He had a surgery a few months back, Dills, for heart surgery. And so I have to take care of him. I have to sometimes take a week off here or there and, really take care of him in depth. He's a good dad. He's very worth it. And I don't play Path of Exile when I do that. I don't play PoE 2 when I do that. I don't play Diablo 4 when I do that. I play Last Epoch. Like, legitimately. I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored or anything. I've never been sponsored by any game ever. But Last Epoch is my go-to for, like, chill gameplay. And, like, if I'm pushing, like, high-level content stuff, then it's, like, a real challenge or whatever. But, like, it's still just really fun to create and craft a new character at low levels onward. Every level feels special, because you get a new, essentially what amounts to a perk point for your skill in every single level. And so every single one of those feels really, really important and really, really, I guess, like game-changing in a good way. So it feels like you're really creating a build all throughout every single level. As opposed to, certain games where it's like, really the in-depth stuff happens end game or whatever. I'm not really bigger fan of that. I just hate get this masterwork and temper it, affix it. Yeah, I get you, Bergstein. Yeah. You don't have to do that nearly as much. Exactly.
5 new unique items. This
okay.
includes.
I was looking at the weapons right now. Spiders on melee hit. What the hell? That's really funny. I like that. And you can use that with any build.
Includes 8 new Weaver's Will uniques.
Okay, okay, this is a minion one.
And 4 early backer uniques.
Huh. Okay, that's another melee.
About half of these are tied to new tombs, cemeteries, and woven echo bosses, while the other half...
Oh, also another good thing is there is 0 pay to win in this game. None. Not a single hint or whiff of pay to win. You can get like 99 stash tabs for free. Completely for free. You just press the plus button and it just adds another stash tab. Everything is for free in the game. You buy cosmetics if you want. And they look really cool, so you'll enjoy them. But there's like 0 power tied to any cosmetic. Also, your character doesn't need cosmetics to look cool because all of the armor sets and everything look fucking dope and sick as shit. So you don't really need those if you don't want. I've never bought a cosmetic, though I have I have like bought like some random like little pets and stuff just to support the devs. So it's like kind of like a just if you want to support the devs, you can get them kind of thing. There's no like, experience boost, no boosts of any kind or anything like that, which is good. So the makers of this game basically made this game as a response to all of their problems that they have with other ARPGs, which is why this ARPG is so fucking user-friendly. So yeah, there's a lot of really cool things for that reason.
Expand on the overarching drop pool.
Yeah, you hated that one thing about PoE, stash tab? Well, you can get 99 stash tabs in this game completely for free. Completely. And I've only filled up like 5 of them. So yeah, you get way bunches of stash tabs. Absolutely. And all of the items that you would use to like, right here, these are your crafting materials for all of your like affixes and stuff. It's not free, it costs gold. Sorry, I meant free as in pay to win money, as in IRL dollars, Aku. Yeah, you have to spend your in-game gold, but the in-game gold, this guy has 3 million gold. It's really easy to get gold. I've never run into a problem with gold in this game, ever. Like, literally ever. But yeah, anyways, Aku is the one who got me into this game, by the way, so that's why he's answering about it. But these crafting materials are what you use for like your affixes and stuff, and it's just an infinite space. Like, you can just grab all of these and you don't need, it's very alt friendly. You don't need to get these crafting materials for an alt unless it's a solo self found. If it's a solo self found, that's different, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about for like normal characters. All of these are available for every fucking character you have on that server. So like every normal character you have. So yeah, that's also a very nice thing.
And there are plenty of additional improvements coming with Season 2 to be excited about. You can now respec your mastery for gold in the end of time.
Ooh, what? We can respec our This was not in the game before. This is absolutely new. Yeah, exactly, Dills. You can, yeah. You've been seeing a lot of videos about Last Epoch? Yeah, like, dude, like I said, this is my favorite. I mean, I didn't even know that Season 2 was coming out at this point, so this is really nice.
The cost of respecializing your mastery is a lot cheaper in the lower to mid levels, so it's easier to experiment, but it increases as your character level goes up.
This is a huge thing. Yeah, even more experimentation. This, by the way, Dills, was just something that some community members mentioned, and they're like, all right, we'll see what we can do. The devs are really good at listening. Really good at listening.
We're introducing a beta version of WASD movement. You can access this via the settings gameplay menu. We'll be monitoring play.
It's cool that they have it. I never use WASD, but it's good that they have it. I'm glad that they have it. I'll probably never use it. I never really need to.
Player feedback on this implementation, and we're excited to hear your feedback. We have updated the inventory to have tabs to separate out keys and the new woven echoes.
That is really nice. That is quality of life. The woven echoes wasn't really a problem before, but the keys, they used to stack up in your inventory as like one slot items. So now they just don't do it anymore. Nice. By the way, it took Diablo 4, like 2 years straight to be able to do this. I'll WASD all over it. Nice.
Also introduced automatic storing as an option that will be on by default, so that when you pick up crafting items like shards, they will immediately go to your crafting materials panel.
That's so nice. It doesn't really do much. Like, you know, you only had to press a single button to put all of your crafting materials into your crafting material bucket, but now you can just do it automatically. Jesus Christ. Diablo, which has a new gimmick. Yeah, exactly, Aceroy. Yep, yeah. Diablo 4's, like, you know, perennial every season is just a new gimmick kind of got old. And that's one reason I don't play Diablo 4 anymore. Yeah. Also, the other reason I don't play Diablo 4 is anymore as much. I still hop on every so often. But, like, first of all, the Barbarian kind of just sucks. And second of all, the fucking... Oh my god, dude. The fucking character customization for the low levels is so brain dead fucking simple. It's so annoying. Like, you have, it's just like the easiest path, and you know, you have a skill and it branches off into two, and that's it. It's so fucking dumb. I hate it. Whereas in this game, every skill has an entire tree. Every skill has an entire fucking tree. Ah! It's crazy, man.
Both of these updates make inventory management much nicer, and needing to be dealt with much less frequently.
Yep.
For Gamepad, we have completely reworked skill
Welcome, Hardy Maven,
which improves every single skill and skill mutation, making targeting and using abilities more intuitive.
Wait, I missed that. What did he
say? For Gamepad, we have completely reworked skill targeting, which improves every single skill and skill mutation.
So if you want to play on a controller, they improve controller gameplay, which is really, really nice. And I think that if they... Dude, I wish for the day... Like, I love these devs. I want them to succeed. I wish for the day that this comes out on Xbox or PlayStation. And shit, the graphics... So, like, one thing you'll notice for all of our lovely new friends in here, Dills and Fayaz especially, this game is not, like, super graphically intensive. You can play this game on a very low-end computer, but also what this means is I think if they, you know, if they were able to adapt it to a Switch, I feel like you could play this game on a Switch as well. Yeah, the Nintendo Switch too. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Crossplay, I would love that. Now, crossplay might be a little hard, Aceroy, simply because, oh, Xbox it would be easy. One huge W with Xbox is they allow crossplay with like all the fucking time. Like they'll do it willy-nilly, like no fucking big deal. Sony hates crossplay. Nintendo hates crossplay. So I don't know if they probably have to like fucking convince them to do crossplay, which is the problem. But yeah, like I think like so what this game focuses on, Fayaz and Dills, is this game has a really good like art style, but you know, graphical fidelity, it's not really that graphically intensive. So I think this could ergo work on the Switch somehow. If they were able to do it. So yeah, I could see a world where that happens. Sony's weirdly against cosplay, I know. Well, no, you know what it is. They just want people to get, you know, the PlayStation. That is all they care about. All they care about is line going up, Stasis Guy. It's really fucking stupid, and I hate them for it, but that's why they do it. That's why they do it. Whereas Xbox, you know, they like to put their shit everywhere, and they make most of their money. I think it's like, what is it, like 80% of the revenue now is made just via Xbox Game Pass or something like that. So all they care about is like, dude, if you play Xbox Game Pass, man, we don't care what the fuck you play it on. Dude, I feel like Xbox would be okay with playing Xbox Game Pass on Sony, on literally the Sony PlayStation, if Sony would allow it. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Nightmage. Yep. It literally backfire cost them free profits, yet they still do it. For Sony, yeah. Sony is very stubborn about it. Exactly.
Making targeting and using abilities more intuitive and responsive.
That's really good.
We can also now make updates to individual skills targeting much more easily.
Nice.
So we'll be looking for your feedback.
So they worked on the back end, and anywhere they have like any issues that are standout bugs, like, oh man, for some fucking reason, this one ability works really, really poorly. With like, you know, like shield throw for some reason just doesn't work, or whatever. So yeah, that would just make it a lot easier. Yeah, exactly.
And improving these even further. There are a ton of additional updates and fixes in Season 2, and we invite you to read the full patch notes on our forum. Along with all these incredible updates coming in Season 2, we're excited to announce a new batch of supporter packs known as the Woven series.
Nice.
Each of
this is cosmetics. This is all cosmetics, by the way.
These 4 supporter packs offers new and unique ways to customize your appearance, and the team has cooked up some pretty amazing offerings. Starting with the Woven Traveler.
And by the way, this is something they don't push nearly enough. They don't like you. I went like 6 months into the game without opening the store more than once. I opened it once just to see what it was at the very, very beginning, and then I never opened the store again. They are so unpushy about the store. I think it actually fucks them up. Like it's so funny. It actually, yeah, there's a capybara. It's very cute, very fat. I would buy this. Like, I've bought pets in this game just to support the devs. I don't even use the pets. I don't even have them, like, following me around or anything. I just bought it just to support the devs, dude. Exactly. I find it, and also, by the way, this game is what, like, only $30? It's like 30 or 35. Hold on, let me see. It's $35. I knew it was something like that. This game is the cheapest ARPG on the market in terms of, you know, an actual box price. If you you know, Path of Exile is free, blah, 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 but you have to buy stash tabs. There's no buying stash tab bullshit in this game. It's just a flat price, and you're good. You have everything you need. I'm just saying he's going to give everybody else a shitty table so you get a better table experience. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. They do it like PoE 2 does? Yeah. PoE 2 is much better about it. But Diablo 4 is horrific about it. Is kind of what I'm comparing it to, Nightmage. Diablo 4 is horrific about their store, man. Holy fuck, that store is everywhere. It's so annoying.
We really wanted our entry-level pack to have some pretty awesome stuff. And what better way to travel through Atera than with your own capybara pet?
Dog!
That's right. It wasn't an April Fool's joke after all.
Nice.
You will also score 2 new weapon cosmetics, a backslot cosmetic, and all new
Back
color
shots?
arrangements for your evade
What?
skill. That's right. With Season 2, we've implemented skill cosmetics.
I like that. That's cute. That's a good idea. I'm glad that they did this. This is nice. So now you can have like a green blur instead of like nothing for your dodge roll. Still, I mean, not necessary, but it's a nice little addition.
And you'll find many more in the in-game store. The Woven Templar is the next tier in the Woven series and brings some serious heat. To start, You get all of the cosmetics from the Woven Traveler, and then, to kick off the Templar pack, we start with a full
like their
cosmetic
different
armor
supporter
set.
pack.
Notice the bronze scale plate.
Really cool.
But the fire doesn't stop there.
You look like a badass, like, Dragon Knight.
You're also getting Yoshok's Destroyer, a massive two-handed hammer cosmetic, a new portal skin, another fiery evade cosmetic, and the first look at the fire footprint cosmetic.
Ooh, the footprints are cool.
An additional 100 epoch points to use in the in-game cosmetic shop. Up next, and second tier in the Woven series, is the Woven Vanquisher Supporter Pack. And this
I also support the devs, so I'll let it play out, even though I'm not
previous tiers,
worried about this at all.
Vanquisher Supporter Pack
I
also
don't, even think about cosmetics
from the Woven Templar
in any
and
game,
Woven
really.
Traveler packs. Kicking off the Woven Vanquishers pack, players will harness the power of the storm with
I'll probably buy 1 or 2 of these just to support the devs because they kick ass.
the Thunderfang cosmetic armor set.
I won't even use it.
You also receive the Tempest Gate portal, Storm Drake Wings back attachment, Storm Dragon Staff, Storm Walker
These look
evade
cool.
effect.
They've actually done so much better work on their cosmetics over the past few months than they did at the launch. Like these look so much better. I love how these look.
And lightning footprints.
This is cooking.
And finally, if you're looking to get everything the Woven series of supporter packs has to offer, then the top tier Woven Legends supporter pack is the one for you. Harnessing the visual prowess of the Weaver herself, don the Shroud of Woven Disciple cosmetic armor set.
Okay.
Be sure to bring along your faithful companion, the Thread Strider pet. You will also receive 4 unique evade cosmetics and the Weaver footprints.
Ooh, I like the one that
effect.
turns you to a bird.
The Woven Legends
cool.
supporter pack also includes all of the cosmetic offerings from the Woven Vanquisher, Woven Templar, and Woven Traveler supporter packs.
Whoa, what was that blood
this
shield
really
thing?
Is
That's
the
cool.
Get everything pack.
I don't know what that is.
We're also adding many more items you can purchase with epoch points in the store, including those awesome new skill cosmetic effects.
Nice.
We sincerely appreciate your support and hope you enjoy Last Epoch.
They kick ass,
2.
man.
Thank you for your patience, as this one took a bit longer to get out, but we hope that the wait was worth it, and we'll aim to be delivering seasonal patches more quickly going forward. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you in Atera for the launch of Tombs of the Erased on April 17th.
I actually don't even care how long it took them to make this, man. Like, I really don't. It took them a little bit longer, but dude, they have 1/10 of the size of team that Path of Exile 2 does. They have 1/100th the size of team that fucking Diablo 4 does. I don't mind, man. This is quality. This is good stuff. And you enjoyed it? Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, dude. I need to play that. It's on the list, man. I played the original Alone in the Darks. They're so good. They're so good. But yeah, that's it, man. What do you guys think of Last Epoch's update? I'm thinking it's cooking. I'm liking it. And tomorrow we'll probably look at the brand new patch notes for it as well. They are available now, but I will be looking at it tomorrow. So I won't be, really, really enjoying it until I can enjoy fully with you guys live. But if you guys like this video, give this video a like, give it a sub, share it with your friends, and let me know your favorite thoughts. Your thoughts for the favorite change in Last Epoch Season 2. And if your first time to Last Epoch, let me know what made you hop on in. And if you have any questions, I'm always happy to answer whatever I possibly can. I've not played every character archetype yet, but I played quite a few of them, and I really like this game a lot. And it is easily not sponsored, my favorite ARPG on the market right now, tied with PoE 2. But yeah, super good game, and can't wait to see this game grow in the future, man. It's still getting better, man. It's still getting better. And I think this is a perfect opportunity considering how poorly received the new season for PoE 2 was. Even though I liked it, but a lot of people didn't. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird situation. I need to cover it. I'm gonna make a video soon about Path of Exile 2's launch for the new season as well. So we'll see that. Because I think it's fascinating how hard that got hit. Holy shit. 39% positive on Steam was insane, man. I didn't think it was gonna be that low. Holy smokes. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments below.